This, guys, this is exactly why we can't have nice things. This is exactly why games die before they even get a chance. This is exactly why developers get afraid to innovate, try new things, or experiment at all. And we have to sit around and cry, oh, we keep getting the same thing over and over. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Tanek127, and welcome back to Tanek FPS. And guys, in today's video, I want to talk to y'all about Highguard. Now, if you don't want to just jump on the random hate train with Highguard, and you want to stay up to date with all things Highguard, like today's video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's go ahead and talk about it. So, last week was the Game Awards, as you guys know. They showed a lot of good trailers. There was a lot of interesting stuff. I definitely think it's one of the best Game Awards shows we've had in a long time. As predicted, Expedition 33 got all of its rightful glory, and, I was hyped to see that. Very well deserved. So, just so you guys know, I know a good game when I see it. And, it was a good show. And we got to the end, and to my surprise, a first-person shooter was shown at the end of this show. That I was not expecting. I was expecting the typical, some legendary game that everyone's been wanting that's still a billion years away. I was thinking, Elder Scrolls 6, Half-Life 3, something legendary, that people have always been asking for. Hell, Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne Remake or something like that. But we got Highguard, which is a upcoming first-person shooter. Looks like, it has some hero and fantasy elements to it. By the makers of Titanfall and Apex Legends. They started their own studio and decided to do something different. And I saw this gameplay. I personally was excited. I thought, this looked great. I saw, people with ARs riding horses and, this new crazy battle mode where you have to, take this base over and do these weird things to unlock it and stuff like that. Kind of like, I'm going to say, I guess, like a first-person shooter MOBA-ish kind of thing. Not quite like that one Gearbox made, but, a different kind of concept. And, I thought it was exciting. I took the trailer, showed it to a few of my friends, and they were like, yeah, this looks different, finally, something different, not the typical military shooter we always get, not a COD repeat, a Battlefield repeat, another battle royale, or hell, maybe another extraction shooter if y'all want that so bad. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, wow, this actually looks really cool. It's a fantasy-like thing, Paladins died because, Hi-Res Studios just sucks and, they don't know how to appreciate good games or good people. And to my surprise, I get, to searching on the internet, and I upload my own video on it. And, it doesn't get a ton of views. Got maybe 200-300 views, something like that. Nothing crazy. And I get a few comments, the typical Concord 2 thing. This doesn't look good and yada yada yada. Another hero shooter. And I'm just like, bro, what? And then I finally, start looking at some of the videos that larger creators are making. And, they're all calling it Concord 2 and it's the same old thing over. I'm like, bro, what are we? Oh, God. And the thing was, right, I'm going to admit straight up, so maybe my opinion might not be taken seriously by some of you that watch this right now. I didn't have a problem with Concord. I thought the gameplay and everything was fine. I wasn't crazy about the character models. That was my only real beef with Concord. I thought it was, overall, something pretty cool. I like hero shooters, so getting a new one every here and there doesn't bother me. But, to my surprise, this game is getting the same old doubtful internet bash, internet hating treatment. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why. And, people who have commented, people who have said things and replied to me and stuff like that, I do get the few points people are talking about. You know, people are tired of hero shooters, and I mean, I guess with that, as a guy who's strictly played on console, I've only had a few, so I'm not, I'm not really feeling the hero shooter oversaturation. I mean, if it was like a full-on Overwatch or Paladins clone, then, okay, I get it. But this is something really different, at least, gameplay-wise. And it's just, it's like every time a developer, thinks they're being creative, people just get pissed off. And they really think, they're trying to copy the next bad idea or capitalize on the thing. Like, when I look at some of these games, maybe I'm just weird or stupid. I don't know what it is. But I can see the vision that, people are going for easily. Hell, I could see it with Conquered. And, as bad as that game turned out, I could see it with that. I see it with Highguard. And just nobody's excited. Everyone hates it. They all want it to die. And I'm just like, why? I don't understand it. But then if we get another COD, another Battlefield, or somebody makes, another CSGO or Valorant clone, you guys are going to cry that we keep getting the same thing. Or if we get another Battle Royale, or another extraction shooter. I don't get it. When they release the same things that people like, people get mad. When they try something different, y'all don't even want it to survive. Y'all like, hell no, burn it before it gets here, dog. Like, ooh. I don't understand FPS players. I don't understand the FPS community. I'll admit that. Because y'all confuse the shit out of me. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But, alright guys. Let me know y'all thoughts down in the comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one. In the black of night.